Hey guys, welcome back to another video. This is Swole Nation and Justin here. Today we are going to be talking about shoes, 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 and more shoes. I hope the video is okay. The lighting's pretty bad. Okay, stick around because I'm going to tell you what exactly you should be looking out when you're thinking about buying a weightlifting shoes, or even if you're not considering buying a weightlifting shoes. You really have to listen to what I have to say because this is going to be important if you are serious about your weightlifting regimen. Stick around. Hey guys, welcome back. All right, so sorry, I was talking to you guys about shoes. Now, why is shoes? I mean, why shoes are so important in your lifting? I'm gonna tell you exactly why these are important. Now, let me tell you what are the shoes that I have here, so that you get an idea of what am I talking about and why am I talking about these things. So, I have these are your casual running shoes, right? Now, guys, if you're serious about your lifting, stop using these. Even if you're a regular gym goer, who's not really into fitness, or maybe who's not really into, like, uh, competing or anything, right? Even then, stop using these shoes. I will tell you exactly why. Because, see, if you really want, okay, first of all, check out the sole, okay? No, it's not straight. It's got a little curvature to it. The reason why it's got a little curvature to it is because these are running shoes and these are meant for running. So when you run, you don't really put your feet, entirely on the ground. You actually put your toes, and that's how you run to get pace. So that's why it's a little curved. Now, and it's also got a lot of cushioning in it, which makes it really uneven. So I don't personally recommend this, and neither would any serious lifter would recommend this, is because it creates a lot of imbalance when you're lifting weights, and it can actually add to your injury if you actually are lifting weights, and if your feet is not balanced properly on the ground. So guys, stop using these. And I'm telling you, please think about buying weightlifting shoes or any kind of shoes which is not your stupid running shoes. Now, I'm gonna tell you what exactly I use. Now, okay, let me tell you what exactly I used when I started off working out, right? I was using these regular Chuck Taylors. So these are the leather Chuck Taylors that I was using at least 3 to 4 months of my lifting. And I stopped using these because it's pretty ankle tight, so you don't get that it's not really comfortable in your ankle when you're actually squatting and when you're deadlifting. So that's the reason I stopped using these, because it actually controls. No, it's not about control. It actually limits you from completely getting your strength on your squats, because your ankle is stuck. It's like your ankle is tight in between these. Now, you can use Chuck Taylors, but never use these high rise ones. Use the low rise ones, so that these Chuck, I mean, you can actually get a lot of mobility. And these are flat. See that? Okay, I've used it extensively, but these are actually flat on the ground. So if you don't really want to invest in an expensive gym shoe, invest in these simple Chuck Taylors, I mean the Converse shoes, so that you can actually lift pretty decently, in your when you're weightlifting. Now, you would actually feel the difference. Let's say once you break into the shoe, to break into the shoe, maybe you'll take like a couple of weeks, but once you break into the shoe, you will actually feel the difference in your balance and in your strength. Trust me, if you really want to think about lifting properly with a decent form, think about buying these if you don't want to invest in big, expensive shoes. Now, let me tell you what exactly I use. Now, after this, I actually started thinking about buying a decent weightlifting shoe, because I'm pretty serious about lifting. I wanted that, extra, whatever extra that I can get with my lifting, to increase my strength. So this is what I invested in. This is the Riderwear D-Mark shoes. Now, this is again a high-rise shoe, but let me tell you what the difference between this and this is. In Chuck Taylor's high-rise, your ankle is pretty tight. In these, you have a lot of space in your ankle. There you go. See this? And then it gives that mobility, so that when I'm dropping down on a squat, it actually helps me. It does not really restrict my movement. So these are the shoes that I use, and these, I think it's available on Riderwear for about $64 or $70. These are pretty good investment if you consider if you're actually serious about lifting. Trust me, I mean, this would really help you guys. Now, lately I've actually moved from Riderwear to Automix, and these shoes, guys, I mean, this is the Automix Ninja, Stingray Ninja, and these shoes are extremely comfortable. Gives you a great support over here. See, these are pretty strong over here and pretty soft, on the front, so that you can push so when you're squatting, right, sometimes you would want to push your toes in forward so that you get a better balance. It actually allows you that. And look at the sole. This is one of the best shoe money can buy. And like I said, if you don't want to invest in something expensive, don't. Just go with the regular Chuck Taylors. But guys, it will immensely support or help you with your lifting. Now, there are other kind of shoes as well. One is the weightlifting shoes, which is a little raised on your heels, which is not the flat sole but the heel raised ones. Now, you can use those too. Those are expensive. I mean, I think those are even more expensive than these ones, which you get for Adidas, the weightlifting shoes or the powerlifting shoes or the Olympic lifting shoes, what they call. You can use those, but you have to be careful when you use those, because this gives you a great grip on your sole when you're actually lifting. But in those powerlifting shoes, when the heel is raised a little bit, if you're not quad dominant, then it would actually impose a problem for you. You may go forward because the heel is raised, and you can actually create an imbalance on your hip, and it gives a lot of stress on your hip and on your lower back. So if you don't know what to buy, or if you really want to invest in a weightlifting shoe, and if you don't know what to buy, I would suggest start with your regular Chuck Taylors, which is a low rise, and then eventually, once you think that you want to move into something a little more pro, you can go with these or these. So you cannot go wrong with these. These are pretty good shoes, guys. That's all I had for today. If you have any feedback for me, leave it down in the comment section. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I will have a lot more very good content coming in, I hope, and I will see you in the next video. This is Swole Nation, Justin signing off.